Alright, Cassette fans, welcome back. I fear this may be my last Cassette video because I have run out. Let's get to looking. First we have The Tubes. Oh, the completion backward principle. Oh, this is a very, The Tubes were a rock band from San Francisco back in the 70s and the 80s. This was actually one of their more successful albums. Let's see here. Talk to You Later. The title track from it. Not title track, the first track from it actually made it to like number 7 on the Billboard chart. This is U2, The Unforgettable Fire. I'm not a huge U2 fan because U2 kinda sucks. Alright, let's take a look. Here's some metal nobody cares about. Ugly Kid Joe, America's Least Wanted. This is actually the censored version. The original version had the little kid dressed up as the Lady Liberty, but with the middle finger. And that just wasn't, they couldn't have that, so they censored it with this. And you see his hand is all bandaged up. Oh, very sad. Ooh, Van Halen. Everybody loves Van Halen. This is Van Halen 2. Oh, this was a good album. Oh, of course, they had some very good hard rock hits on there, like Dance the Night Away. Ooh, Van Halen. Fair Warning. Oh, what was the good ones on this one? Oh, doesn't look like there's any good ones. How? What a shame. Oh, let's see. Ooh, Diver Down. This one was almost all cover songs, I believe. They put out Pretty Woman, and everybody loved it, and the label forced them to put out a whole bunch of other songs. They didn't have time to write them, so they just covered a bunch of other band songs. Ooh, here's a controversial Van Halen album, 5150. This is the first of the Van Hagar era, when Van Hagar took over duties from David Lee Roth. But this was the first Van Halen album to reach number 1 on the Billboard charts. 1984 would have been number 1, but Thriller was released at the same time, and Thriller, you couldn't beat that. Ooh, Weird Al Yankovic. This Isn't Bad by Michael Jackson. It's even worse. Oh, but it's a good album. Songs about La 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 Lasagna and Velvet Elvis and the Beastie Boys, and you know how what's his face did they? Ooh, When in Rome. Haha. Oh, some of the kids watching may know When in Rome from their song The Promise, which was a hit pop song back in '89, I believe, and it was the song they played at the end of Napoleon Dynamite. A very funny movie. Ooh, White Lion. Pride. Now White Lion's a glam metal band. Nobody's trying to argue against that, but they had some decent songs on it. This was Pride. This was one of their most successful albums, I believe, because it had Weight on it. Weight was their biggest hit. Wait, that song. That's White Lion. Ooh, White Lion, Big Game. This was another sort of successful song. It had a cover of Radar Love from Golden Earring on it. I don't think it had too many other good songs. I don't think there were any big hits on it. Yeah, this was the single they released from Big Game. This is Little Fighter, which has Little Fighter and Let's Get Crazy on it. Neither one were a hits, so that album did not do too successfully. Ooh, White Snake. Everybody loves White Snake. Slide It In. One of their hardest albums. A very good album. Ooh, we have White Snake, their self-titled track from '87, and one of their most successful albums, if not the most successful, because it has Here I Go Again on it. Here I Go Again. Going down the only road I've ever known. That was, a lot of people don't know this, but Here I Go Again was actually released by the band in 1982 on one of their earlier albums, and they changed some of the lyrics, released it again for this album in '87, And, you know, it became a huge hit in the United States with Tawny, you know, doing some sexy stuff on that car. Ooh, 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 here's Whitesnake, Slip of the Tongue. This is probably my favorite Whitesnake album because Steve Vai does all the guitar tracks for this album. Steve Vai. I'm a big Steve Vai fan. One of my favorite guitarists. You know, the end of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. So incredible playing by Steve Vai. And plus, you know, his Frank Zappa days were just, you know, incredible if you've ever heard some of his Zappa albums. Ooh, gotta talk about this one. Yes, their first release in the 1980s, 90125, and this was their comeback album where they came back and they were bigger than they'd ever been, ever. This is what we're listening to right now, toned down just a little bit, but it had, oh, let's see, it had Owner of a Lonely Heart on it. And, you know, that is their, you know, whenever you sing that song, everybody knows that song. You know, when you get a person to listen to an album like Tales from Topographic Oceans or Relayer or Drama, you know, and then you tell them, you know, that band, they made Owner of a Lonely Heart, you know, that's incredible. I don't believe you, you know, but that's what they did. You know, they messed around with, you know, a poppier sound. You know, the label forced them to, and they benefited from it. You know, it was their most successful album ever. And lastly, we have the best of ZZ Top. I'm a ZZ Top fan, sure, who isn't? You know, this has got Tush, and does it have cheap sunglasses? No, it doesn't have cheap sunglasses on it. Man, that sucks. Oh, but it's, you know, and it's the best of. It doesn't have all of their best songs. I guess it was released a little earlier. Ooh, I believe I have two more cassettes. Let me get them. Ooh, let's see where these cassettes at. Ooh, yes, here we go. I found them. I found the cassettes. Ooh, and I found something else. This is a delight. This is, I missed out on this when I did my 8-track video. This is the B-52s. This is their first album on 8-track. You know, and it's got Rock Lobster on it. Everybody loves the Rock Lobster song. Anyway, I just felt like sharing that for completeness sake. I've actually gotten a ton of new 8-tracks recently, but I'm not going to show you those for a while. Most of them aren't very good. You're not missing out on anything, but some of them are alright. Oh, anyway, I've got these two. The Lion King soundtrack on cassette. You know, I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, when I was a kid, this movie came out, and I really loved it. So, you know, I saw this in a thrift store. I thought I'd get it. You know, Elton John wrote most of the songs for the movie, and he actually recorded several of them. So, you know, if you're an Elton John fan and you need to complete, you know, your collection of his discography, you got to pick that up, you know. And also Tarzan. Not really a Tarzan fan, but, you know, Phil Collins, you know, was the singer for the Tarzan movie. You know, Phil, you know, just for completeness sake, you know, if I ever get a Phil Collins discography, which is not likely because I've only got one of his albums, and I'm not a huge fan, you know, I need this, you know, that Tarzan. Anyway, thanks for watching. This has been a little long, but, you know, thanks for being a fan. Take it easy.